Hi, and welcome to this chapter, Trading Setups. You'll often hear a term setup thrown around, but what exactly does it mean? You might hear the terms like dead bounce, trendline break and retest, neckline break and retest, trendline bounce, respective to a time frame called by the trader. These are called when a certain trading setup can be seen. Should only be used when or once a candlestick gives confirmation of a buy or sell position from the setup at hand. So let's get stuck into it on the charts and see exactly what we mean by trading setups. Right, so once you've done your analysis and you see that your charts start making sense to you, you found either a head and shoulder pattern, as we have one here, we had an inverted head and shoulders pattern here, we either have like a bullish flag pattern as we had over here. All these things start making sense to you. You've got to put it into perspective that you can see these patterns happening. It's not just a simple, okay, I can see something buy here, okay, cool. You've got to say, because there's a head and shoulder pattern, and a neckline break and retest, and then obviously the trend continuation down for the sell, as it is over here. Or we have an inverted head and shoulder pattern, as we have here, where the neckline has been broken and retested. This is conducted as a setup. It's got to be a setup where we have a trend line bounce where it touches twice of the same trend line as again there, and then a continuation. That is also a setup. It's also when we have a downtrend situation where we have the downtrend and it keeps touching the actual trend line. That is also considered a setup. As it is here, it's called a setup. Now we've got to keep in mind that when we trade, we have many forms of setups, like I just mentioned earlier. We have a head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder, we have a flag for bull flag, a bear flag, we have a symmetrical triangle where the trend line has been broken and retested. We have various forms of actual trading setups. Now the setup has to have a candle formation. Just as you can see this inverse head and shoulder pattern here, it broke through the neckline, which was sitting here, and obviously it retested it. This bullish engulf, or even a morning star, is considered as the setup confirmation. So we had the actual breakout of the neckline, the retest of the neckline, and then the confirmed actual candle signal. It's got to have a candle signal. So this bull flag would be ideally let's go like this, or put it like that rather, the breakout, the retest, the hammer or the bullish engulf, and then the continuation. It's got to have one of those both. At the moment, as you can see, we've got a head and shoulder pattern on the Euro USD, but obviously we're looking for the neckline to be broken, which did happen, and then obviously we've got a morning star here now, which is a bullish signal, looking for us to get possibly a move back up like this to the upside a little bit to retest the neckline as a new supply or resistance, and then ideally look for the continued sell. So not yet for sells on Euro USD. We're ideally still looking for the sell opportunity, but only further up, so where our risk to rewards are a lot better. So guys, when you hear the terms trading, I see a setup here, I see a setup there, it has to do with the actual setup that you see. You can't just say I'm buying here, but you have to say why. Because I'm buying here because this, I'm buying here because of that. You have to give confirmation to what you're seeing. So in future, if someone says who's looking for a buy on a certain pair, you have to say why you're looking for a buy. You have to give confirmation as to why you're looking to buy or why you're looking to sell. This will improve your trading drastically. If you say these things to yourself, I'm looking for a trade, I'm looking to buy on this pair because of this and then that, great. You write it down why you bought a pair in your trading journal. And you tell yourself, okay, my trade failed, what was I looking at and why it failed? And then you say, okay, great, now I know not to look for this again. This didn't work for me. So I erase it completely. Or you go to say, okay, my plan was right in my trading journal, but the specific scenario, it didn't work out for me. Was it a fluke? Was the news involved that potentially damaged my trade? Or was it just me not seeing the market correctly? So you've got to look at it as You got to look at yourself as a participant in the market, not as the market's going to come and try to damage you. The market's trying to move wherever it wants to move to. You have to obviously get the bias on which direction it's going to move to. So ideally, if you're wrong, study why you were wrong, but don't dwell on why you were wrong. Okay. But like I said, the trading setup, there's going to be various forms of it. You need to have a trading setup, why you're looking at it in terms of the confirmation, and then obviously the candlestick confirmation in a pattern, the morning star, evening star, hammer, etc. You can use that as the confirmation to get into the trade. Right guys, with that, please move on to the next chapter.